What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. We're going to be going over the charts. We're going to be looking at, is it possible Bitcoin gets that push up to 31.5, or is it over and we continue down from here? We're going to take a look at the charts, see what they're saying. I'm going to show you a very, very interesting chart showing this is all one big correction to the downside as a possibility. Let's get into the charts, see what's going on. Remember, if the traditionals are able to pump, then Bitcoin may have one more leg up. But if not, this could be over, and I'll show you the areas to watch. Definitely stick around for the whole video. Make sure you take 1 second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for daily updates. As you guys know, I've been a little slow on the updates, skipping days here and there. We are in the final process of building our home. You can follow me on Twitter. I've posted some stuff on there. I have my link down below. Also, you can follow me on TikTok. It's at Crypto Savvy. Definitely check it out, and let's see what's going on. So if we look at the RSI right here on the Dow, we did top out. That doesn't mean we can't have one more push up here and get another little higher high, but getting rejection at this daily trend line right here on the RSI. So there is a possibility that we get one more rally. Doesn't have to happen. We could continue down from here. So be careful, guys. I've been talking about the biggest money grab in history for 2 years. I'll leave the video at the end of this video. You'll see it up top. If you want to check it out, from December 2nd, 2021, I had said then that I do believe that the bottom will be in September or October, and we would have a or a false bottom before that. We may have had our false bottom earlier than expected, kind of to trick people thinking it was the bottom back in November. I thought it was going to be in more February or March. We did get it sooner than that, but I do think we have lower lows coming in Bitcoin, and I'll show you why and where I'm expecting. So looking at this, I am still bearish on the Dow. I think the Dow is in major trouble. And remember, Bitcoin depends on the traditional markets. If they go down, Bitcoin will go down. So for Bitcoin to continue up, the regular traditional markets would have to continue its bull run. It has been in a bull run. So traditional markets been in a bull run since the creation of Bitcoin, right? In 2009, 2010. And the stock market has done nothing but go up since then. If we do have this crash that I'm thinking is most likely, I mean, we're starting to see it in real estate and everything else, guys. So you got to be careful. I do think it'll be the biggest money grab in history, a huge crash. I don't think it's going to be a V-shaped recovery in a couple years, just straight up. But I do think the recovery will be nice and slow. And if you are able to catch the bottom of it, that is lifetime opportunity, guys. So let's take a look at what's going on. Let's look at the S&P. S&P, we're still within this. So the S&P shows possible one more run up to the top of this trend line. Again, this doesn't have to happen. We could turn around from here, and that would be around 4,400, somewhere in there. But we do have targets down here once this bottom area breaks around 3,450. And if that breaks down to as far as this 2,600 range, and that would just be lining up right on this trend line right here. So looking at the DXY, again, I know everybody thinks the dollar is dying, but remember, they put fear into the things that they want you out of. If you don't know who they are, watch the chart for a couple decades and you'll get it. But I do think the dollar is very bullish. We're going to see a major upturn. Now, if the dollar has one more trip to the downside, as you can see in the RSI, there is room for that. If we do get a big spike down to the downside on the RSI down to this area, that will be confirmation of everything has topped and the dollar has bottomed, and it's going to continue up. I am very bullish on the dollar. I have been for years. Everybody called me crazy, but look what it's done. So be careful. So I got to say about that. So after this chart, we're going to take a look at a very, very interesting chart showing a correction on Bitcoin. So looking at this, we have this trend line here. And if we were to come up and tap this trend line one more time to this high, right, that would be around 31.7, 31.8. As you guys know, I've been looking to start entering my shorts at 31.5, but I will start entering if we drop down below a certain resistance support level that I'm going to show you. But as of right now, it is looking pretty bearish here, guys. We're starting to drop, but remember, we can get one more spike up, trap some more bulls before coming down. Either way, I still think we're coming down to these levels, possibly as low as 3,500, but at least to around 96, somewhere in there. And I'll show you why. Do I have this? I don't have it. Yeah, I do right here. So if you look here, right, we extend this out and look at the VRVP. We can come down all the way down to these ranges. This one here, this high volume node's around 42. And then we have these right here from 96 to 65. These are pretty big high volume nodes. And I think this will be sometime in September or October, like I've been saying for 2 years, right? So looking at this chart, right, we like to use alternate touches. So you have a touch at the bottom, touch at the top, touch at the bottom. If this is topped here, we've had our touch at the top. But remember, we could go a little bit higher, still catch some more bulls off guard before coming down. But as of right now, I think we come back down, test this bottom area one more time. Now, if it is all the way in September or October, like I was saying, could be around that 3,500 bucks. It does not have to go that low, right? The sooner it comes down, the lower it'll be. So if it was to come down this week, which is very unlikely, but if it was, be about 7,500 bucks. So anyways, this is what I'm looking at. Let me throw these on here real quick so it show you what I'm looking at. So looking at this as a 1 right here, we have an ABC. Looking at this as a 2, we have an ABC up. So it's 3 waves in our corrections, 3, and then 4, and then 5, right? So 5 waves. If we're to get our 5 waves, we should look for an ABC here and coming down, right? Also, what I wanted to show in this, let me go back to, let's see, where was it at? I think it's the next chart. So looking at the daily, right? As you can see, we got rejected at our trend line up here. Now we are showing what looks to be hidden bearish divergence, or I'm sorry, bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. So that does signal that we could get this one more push up to this 31.5. Now remember, this white trend line, looking at this as a falling wedge, gave us this target here when we broke the white trend line up at about 28.6 or so. Right now, that's where we're getting support. If this breaks, I will enter my shorts at the break of this and open and close a couple 4 hours below here. Otherwise, I'm looking to start laddering in my shorts at 31.5 all the way up to possibly 32. But I'm looking at 31.5, 31.8 range, somewhere in there. But again, if we break down below here, this becomes resistance. I enter my shorts here. I do think we'll be coming down to this trend line here, somewhere around 19.9. We'll look at the smaller time frames too. But we've had our ultimate target of 94 to 9,500 right here. If that breaks, like I said, we could be seeing as low as 34, 3,500 possibly. That would be in September or October. Again, it doesn't have to go that low, but I definitely think we're going to see lower lows this year. Let's take a look at PrimeXBT, my sponsor. Definitely check them out. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You don't see the scam wicks like you see on other exchanges. They have plenty of liquidity, so there's not a bunch of missed trades, whatever. You can also trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margins. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. I do have a link down below, and I have a tutorial I'll leave at the end of the video. So let's take a look at where we're at now. We were watching this rising channel, right? So if we were to get up here to this, remember the 31.5 to 31.7, if we're able to get back up inside this, and this was just a fake out, we get one more run up and then continue down from there. But if we continue to remain below this trend line right here, you can see it touches here, touches down here and here. If we remain below this, start opening and closing 4 hours below this, right? Then we look for the 25.8 range, and that's just a measured move from the drop here, somewhere in this range, right? 25.8 to 26 is where I would expect this to go, unless we can get back up in here, start opening, closing candles above. We do also have a 4 hour sell signal here. Our 8, 13, and 21 EMA crossed our 55. We are still below the 8 EMA, have not opened and closed a candle above that. So it could be very ugly for Bitcoin. Anyways, once we get down there, we may get another bounce up and test this area here, right? Once we break this 28.7 or so and start opening closing 4 hours, we come down to here, may range in here for a while before another drop. Let the RSI reset. We could also see on the RSI, right? We wick down below this trend line. Let me straighten this trend line out. We have not closed this 4 hour candle. We have still 3 hours. But if we close below here, guys, we could see a swift drop down to that 25.8, 25.6. But remember, keep an eye on this bottom trend line. If we break above it, we could still see that 31.5 to 31.7-ish area. If we do, I'll be entering shorts there. If we start opening, closing down here, that's where I start entering, laddering in. Another thing I want to show you, bubbles. Bubbles always return to where they started. This is Amazon, the .com bubble, right? You can see what happened there. We returned to where it began. Bitcoin, if it does that, again, is 35, between 35 and 9,500. So still new lows this year. And I showed you over here, you can see on the Amazon weekly, when we broke up above this, this was our false bottom right here, only to make a lower low. We broke up above the weekly RSI trend line here, false bottom, only to make a lower low. I do believe. Does it have to happen? Absolutely not. Is this financial advice? No. I'm showing you what I'm doing. I've been talking about it for 2 years. I was talking about getting into cash, holding the cash, waiting for the bottom. Everybody would get bullish on every pump up, only to make lower lows. We are still in a bubble. That's what bubbles do. Right? Here's Nintendo. Same thing. Look at this false rally, just like this. Same exact pattern, guys. And what did it do? It returned to its beginning right here. I think we're going to do the same here. This is where it all began. I do see us coming down here. I don't think the markets are bullish, guys. Traditional markets rule what Bitcoin does. Here's another one, Sony. You can see here, returned to its lows. See here, we have not returned to our lows yet. We have much lower to go, in my opinion. At least one more lower low this year. So be careful, be cautious. And I'll show you Tesla. I've been watching Tesla. I'm waiting to be a buyer in Tesla somewhere in the $50 to $60 range. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash the likes, leave your comments down below. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Tick that notification bell. Make sure you get notified when I post new videos. Have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next